If this is a situation like this, I would be very impressed. Hello, beautiful human. Welcome to your Cancer Bay Cross Watchers Only reading. I am Princess India if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend and what not, or whatever. I'm so extra. So anywho, if you're not familiar with what my cross watcher only readings are, there are readings that I do for a person that is dating in a relationship or situationship, entanglement, whatever, with a Cancer person, and you're trying to get some clarity and insight into you guys' situation and what's not or whatever. But I've heard through the grapevine being my comments. See my cell phone, that's a distraction. Anyway, grapevine being my comments, and sometimes this can resonate flip-flopped, and sometimes it could be talking about friends, family members, whatever the case may be. So get in where you fit in, my friend. So anywho, let's go ahead and jump into these cards for November 15th through December 15th, my friend. And Gemini's video just rendered. Excuse me while I click. Okay, there we go. Oh, of course, it's going to just disappear because that's what it does. But anywho, let's get into your cards and see what's going on for you guys for November 15th to December 15th. So the first card that we have the 10 of Pentacles, then we have the 2 of Pentacles, and then we have the 9 of Wands. So what it is looking like, cross watcher, for you and your Cancerian person is more or less you guys at this point, have built up to a really good place with them. I feel you're coming out of a season of indecisiveness. It's not really knowing how things were going to progress or how things were going to move forward. But it's more or less looking for me that you guys decided to stop kind of worrying about how things would pan out, and you focused on what it is that you could do something with, which is yourself. So I feel like you guys have built yourself up either to a good place financially, or you're just very focused on work. For others of you, another way that I could see this, it would be an amicable separation, more or less kind of like, should I stay, should I go in the past, and kind of deciding to either stick it out or to go your separate ways. But it more or less would be a win-win situation for both people involved. However, with this 9 of Wands in the reverse, it's more or less looking like you guys are coming into a time now where you're not really sure how it is that you want to move forward. So if I were to think of a scenario that this sounds a lot like, it would kind of be, you know, either choosing to focus on yourself or choosing to focus on the relationship and kind of having regrets, because I feel something's kind of come back up in relation to this connection. And it feels like something familiar, you know what I mean? Where it's almost like you're kind of second guessing if you made the right decision, in so many words. Now, for your Cancerian person, we have the Ace of Swords. Wow, we have the Justice card. That's Libra energy. Okay, and then we have the 4 of Swords in the reverse. So for your Cancerian person, it's looking like for them, it is this whole thing of this decision that both of you guys made. I feel for your Cancerian person, whatever decision that they elected to go with this Ace of Swords being here, for them, it's more or less like a new beginning, even though all of their energy is very like, it's very headspace energy. With you guys, it's more concrete. It's more tangible things and movement and things of the sort. But for your Cancerian person, I feel for them, this was a huge lesson on their end. At least they perceived it that way. And whatever decision I feel the two of you came to, it offered them insight or clarity, a new idea of how it is that they wanted to move forward. But still, with this 4 of Swords in the reverse here, you guys are still in the same energy where they're really not sure how it is to move forward. It's like, I don't want to necessarily say stagnation. It's just more or less like a pause, you know? So it does feel a lot like a false start kind of energy to me with both of you. So it's kind of like the decision that was made, whatever direction you guys went into, it's just this perspective of like, okay, we're doing the right thing, everybody's good. And then now it's like both of you are kind of like, wait, you know? Next card that we have is the Hanged Man. That's Cancer energy or Aquarius energy or Pisces energy. People saying buku stuff with that. Then we have the Two of Swords in the reverse. And then the Sun card, which is Leo energy. Well, this is fascinating. So with this Two of Swords in the reverse, we're speaking of a stalemate. So where you guys are in this midpoint of November, and I would say this more or less goes from the 15th of November all the way until the 30th of November. How can I say this? It's almost like when you make a decision about something, and like, say you were terrified, it's like, I'm good. Yeah, like, you know, I got this. No big deal. Like, we're good. Yeah, I'm totally doing the right thing, you know? And I feel this place that both of you were in inadvertently leads you into this whole stalemate kind of energy. So it's like the momentum to move forward, but then once you move forward, it's like, wait, you know? So with the Sun card being here, this is so fascinating. The Hanged Man being here first in your past energy, that is that whole, you know, limbo kind of phase that you guys were in when you were both kind of weighing your options and figuring out the best way to approach this. There is a decision that's made. And I feel the two of you went on two totally different paths. Like your Cancer person more or less is focused on mental energy. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe they went to go see a therapist or something. I don't know. So it's like for them, it's like it's clearing out or moving from the darker side to the lighter side of the sword. So with them, it's more or less this feeling or vibe as if they need to get their mind right. Because I think there was an agreement between the two of you that how stuff was going up to this point, it's stagnated. We need to focus on two different things. My cross watcher, you guys, it feels very work oriented, money oriented that you guys decide to focus on, and you're seeing fruits of your labor in reference to that. But now it's just a whole bunch of regret and rethinking the situation. However, with the Sun card being here, there's a need to see a truth about something. Now, the thing that if I'm just going across what these cards are saying, if I were to say what the truth is, it's more or less seeing that you made the right decision, like whatever decision it is that you guys made is more or less a reassurance that you guys did make the right decision. Like you properly weighed, you properly or fairly weighed everything out, you know? But it's like, I'm still kind of feeling, especially like with my cross watcher, I can see how, you know, because I'm looking from this Nine of Wands to the Ace of Swords to the Hanged Man. I can understand where the cross watcher is kind of feeling like, did I jump the gun? You know, like, did I run away from this? Like, is this something I should have fought a little harder for, you know? But I feel the thing that's imperative to know is more or less when you guys were weighing your options, you had the full story, you had clarity, you had truth in reference to whatever it is that y'all were weighing. Because I mean, for some of y'all, if y'all are still together, is not necessarily, you know, about like breaking up or staying together type of deal. For some of you guys, it could literally just be a decision that you guys were making as a couple. And it's just this whole thought of, you know, did I make the right decision? But I feel like with the Sun card being here saying that you guys did, whether y'all are still together or if it was like something you guys decided breaking up. Yeah, and then we got the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, it's more or less being clouded by emotions here. It's almost being in a vibration of what could have been, you know, but it's still going back to when you guys were weighing this out and weighing your options. It's like the decision that you guys made, whatever that is, you made the right decision. But I think it's just more or less, it's almost like processing emotions almost, you know, because it's kind of one of those things where if I were to give an example of the vibrations that I'm seeing here, this would be like two people who were dating, right? and say both of you wanted to get married, but one of you did not want to have children, right? And the other one really, really did. And that's something that both of you were not willing to compromise on. The person who did not want children was like, you know, I really don't want kids, or like if they could not have kids type of deal, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't help you there, you know? And then the other person really cares about them and wants to have kids, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not that you don't love each other. It's not that you don't care about each other, but it's like, if both people gave each other time to really think about it, like, is one of us willing to compromise? Am I okay with us being together and us never having kids? Like, am I okay with us being together and us having kids? And the two of you coming to this place where you realize, okay, to be honest, it's like, if we were to stay together, it would require me to sacrifice something that I want or something that is really important to me, or it would require you to sacrifice something that you really want or something that's very important to you. And that's not fair to me. That's not fair to you. So we should go our separate ways to be with someone who wants the same things that we want, type of deal. But it's like you guys coming to that place, going your separate ways, and then now it's kind of like regret. You know, like, should I have changed my mind? Should I have, you know, decided to have kids? Or, you know, should I have, you know, agreed with them and just like not had kids? Like, you know, because do I really want kids? You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's more or less like the energy I feel you guys are coming into at this point, or going into in the near future, you know, because I feel like it could be different for groups of people. There's some people who are already here where you're starting to have doubts. And then there's others of you who are already there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I see both people are thinking the same thing, but looking at the Sun card here, and going back to this decision and the fact that this energy is crossing over this Ace of Swords that's in the center of the spread, it's pretty much saying to me that you guys weighed your options and you both had the right idea. So it's more or less now moving forward, the two of you have like a clean slate to where you can build something that's more in alignment with your personal truth, you know? So, I mean, I think it's kind of typical, normal human emotion of, you know, and I mean, if this is a situation like this, I would be very impressed because this would be one of those amicable, very adult breakups. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, we are on two different pages and I care about you, or I love you, or you love me, whatever the case may be. But this just isn't going to work because we want two very different things. And it's like, it's no hard feelings, but I think it's more or less the emotions that you guys have for each other. It's just this thought of what could have been. And I know they have a song that's called that. It's by, who is it? It's Bryson Tiller and Her. The chick's name is Her, like Her. But the song is called We Could Have Been, you know, or Could Have Been, or something like that. But it's talking about one of those situations like that of, and that's what I feel with the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck, is just, it's two people who are feeling a lot of the same things of what could have been if the situation or if circumstances were different, but they're not. So I have to say, for, you know, the cross watcher, you guys may be fearful of if you made the right decision, or you may be feeling like you didn't, but what is looking like to me is you did, you know. But I mean, if it's any consolation, it's like the Cancer person is feeling the same thing, but it's like, I feel like whatever this is y'all made a choice on, because it's not saying that these are two people who literally broke up. This could be like a couple that's still together, and it could be a decision that you guys made within the relationship, and now you guys are kind of second guessing if that was the right choice. But the thing that I'm seeing is it was, because you guys literally took time to think it through, weigh your options. And I feel for both parties, the decision was in both of you guys' best interest, whether you're together still or not, because it's more or less especially with this Two of Swords on the reverse underneath all of this, if we were to say this within the construct of like a head or heart decision, it's like, I feel like you guys made a decision that's very much in alignment, head and heart, you know? It's more or less, it feels like a very sacrificial type of energy. I feel both people sacrifice something here, to be quite honest, you know? And it's more or less your Cancerian person is starting a new journey. And I feel my cross watchers, you guys are kind of wrapping up another one, you know what I'm saying? But it's just kind of like a little bit of reluctance that I feel. And this is interesting for this to come out like this. I don't think I've ever done a reading that's been like this before. Yeah, man, legit. Like, I really feel like you guys made the right decision because you took your time and thought about it. Because it doesn't even really look like to me like this was a brash decision, like, you know, out of emotions, like just were like, oh, let's just do this. It wasn't hasty. I feel like you guys legit made a decision that's in the best interest of both parties. But it's a very normal place to be in where, because, you know, granted, it's still, you know, fresh or what have you. But this is more or less just saying to me, this is reassurance that you guys made the right decision. And this is very adult. So that's why I say I'm very impressed, because this is very adult. This is what an amicable adult breakup looks like. You know what I'm saying? So it's normal to feel this sense of regret or looking back. But I really feel like you guys made the right decision. You just got to take some time and heal and things. Because even like I say, with the Cancerian person that's 4 swords in reverse, they're still in recovery, you know? My cross watcher, you guys are still a little, you know, in your feels and things, but all in all, I really do feel like you guys are headed in the right direction, whether that's together or separate. So anywho, that's been your reading, Cancer cross watchers. I'm going over to Vimeo, my website, Patreon, and YouTube members to do you guys extended so we could take a gander at how this person thinks and feels about you. So if you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, I still love your face. I'll see you guys soon and later, my friends.